If any of you have ever had a UTI, I know you can empathize with me here, that they are a horrible thing to go through. The pain, they keep you up at night. It is a nagging, irritating discomfort that just follows you throughout the day until it gets cleared up. Now, something I want to talk to you about today is that there are ways to cure them naturally. I have had quite a few, and they've all been induced by hormones. Now, if you've seen some of my earlier videos, you've seen that I have had multiple early miscarriages, and hopefully I got on top of the cause of those. But due to the fluctuation in my hormones, after every time I have a miscarriage, I end up with a UTI. So it's one of those things, it's like, if I'm not going through enough there, add a UTI to it and see how much I can handle. But I know that a lot of you go through the same things. A lot of women get them, you know, every time they have a period, which would just be horrible, every month. A lot of women get them when they're pregnant because their hormones are in flux. This is very common. Hormone fluctuation can cause UTIs. So I want to talk to you guys today about how to cure them naturally. Now, I have to add in a caveat here. UTIs can go from being just a normal run-of-the-mill UTI to a kidney infection really quickly. So, you need to know your body. You need to listen to your body and really be aware of if it's going on a track of feeling better. And if it feels like it's going on a track of getting worse while you're doing these natural remedies, then you really do need to go see a doctor and get an antibiotic. I always try to go the natural route first, always, with everything, especially while pregnant. And being a doula, I have a lot of pregnant women come to me with UTIs, trying to figure out how they can get around getting on antibiotics. So I'm gonna tell you what I tell them. I'm gonna tell you what I use on myself that has worked every time. You can use it at your discretion, of course, listening to your own body and making sure that it's not getting worse. Because if you do end up with a horrible infection that has gotten much worse than just a UTI, then you could end up in the hospital. It gets bad. So really be in tune with your body and if you feel like it's getting better. If you kind of understand or can visualize the mechanics of what a UTI is, it might be a little bit easier to figure out how to get it out. So the infection is kind of stuck to the walls of your bladder and you're trying to flush it out. Now, there's a couple things that you need to do that. You need something that attracts the infection off the walls of the bladder so that you can flush it out. There's two things that I use that have been very beneficial. A lot of times they come separately. You might have to purchase them separately. Whole Foods actually has one that is together that is, I'm sure, specifically for UTI. That is D-Mannose and Cranberry. And I have a bottle that I will share with you and try to link in the description, maybe something that you can order on Amazon that would be similar to this, or you can go to your Whole Foods and grab one of these. But D-Mannose and Cranberry both kind of do the same things. They attract that bacteria and bring it into the urine so that it can be flushed out. So you need to use the Cranberry and the D-Mannose in conjunction with the water. Either one of these things on their own is not going to work. You have to pair it with the water. If you want to power pack your water with even more good stuff to help flush that out, then in conjunction with the D-Mannose and the cranberry pills, add an unsweetened cranberry juice to your water, just a little bit. Now, if you've ever had an unsweetened cranberry juice, you know that it is kind of bitter and it doesn't taste fantastic, but if you water it down, just maybe put an inch of the cranberry juice in there, then it will also help work with the cranberry pills and the D-Mannose to help flush that out. Now, please make sure that your cranberry juice is unsweetened, because when you introduce sugar into the mix, the sugar is what's gonna feed the bacteria, so it's gonna be counterproductive to what you're trying to do. Now, the other thing that you're gonna wanna use and add to the mix is some sort of a probiotic, and you want a probiotic that is focused on the urinary tract system. There are two that I have found that work really well. The one that I have used for a very long time is Jarrow Formula's FemDophilus. It is for the vaginal and urinary tract health. It is great. it needs to be refrigerated. You can find it in the refrigerated section at Whole Foods. You can also get it on Amazon, but keep in mind, even if you order on Prime, there's gonna be a couple days in there where it's not refrigerated and it's not as powerful as it could be if it's been refrigerated since it was made. The other one that you can use that I just recently came across is the Garden of Life Urinary Tract Plus Probiotics. And this is pretty cool because not only does it have the probiotics in here, but it also has cranberry mixed in with the probiotics. And so you're kind of doubling up on that. Now these are things that from my research you can take while pregnant. And I know that a lot of you that watch my channel are pregnant mamas, and I know that you're trying so hard to stay clear of things like antibiotics because you're unsure of how those are going to affect your growing baby. And I'm not pregnant, but I try to stay away from antibiotics because I don't want to overuse them. They have their place when they're necessary, and like I said, if your UTI gets worse and it starts getting into a kidney infection, well then yes, definitely antibiotics are going to have their place. Something that I wanted to mention as well is your water intake. Now I told you that you want to picture how it is in your bladder and how you're really trying to flush that out, but I mean, when I say flush, I'm talking you need to drink a lot of water. So you're probably gonna wanna stay home, maybe call in sick from work, or if you're lucky enough to be able to get up and go to the bathroom every 5 or 10 minutes, then that's probably what you're gonna need to do. Literally every time you feel the urge to go to the bathroom, go to the bathroom. Even if it was 4 or 5 minutes after you just last went. You should be drinking that much water. The more you drink and the more you have that urge to go to the bathroom, and the faster you respond to that urge to go to the bathroom, the faster you're gonna get that infection out of your urinary tract. So this is really important. It is a full 1 to 2 day event, but you will get it kicked without antibiotics. If you do not have the time to dedicate to making sure that you use the restroom as often as you feel the urge, like you're at work and you just can't run to the restroom when you need to, then you're probably not a candidate for this kind of a natural remedy, because this will take, you know, a full maybe 1 to 2 days to clear it up. And then I recommend continuing this course of D-Mannose, probiotic, and cranberry for 3 to 4 days afterwards, just to make sure that you have it completely out of your system. Because a lot of times you think that you're better because you don't feel it, but the moment that you stop taking these and you stop drinking a bunch of water, it just comes right back up again. I have had that happen before. Please do listen to your body, because it will tell you if it needs further medical attention. So I will link some of the information below from what I've talked about in terms of the dosage of what I take and kind of how often I take it. I hope this helps you, and until next time, be well.